Hi, this is Kerry Artak with Wicked Stocks, bringing you your daily NVIDIA report for Thursday, December 4th, 2025. Before I jump into the charts, just want to remind you yet again that starting next Monday, December 8th, NVIDIA will fold into the wickedstocks.com subscription platform, where it joins a family of daily and weekly analytical videos, daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, 2 stock picks a week with that subscription. You'll continue to receive your NVIDIA levels, trend direction, and also you'll get trade guidance that you don't really get on YouTube. So we answer your questions. We can give you trade guidance if you have any questions about an NVIDIA trade that you might be in. That's an advantage with the wickedstocks.com subscription. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. We also offer a 5-day free trial. You may be interested with that. It begins Monday. So on Monday, there will only be Tesla, our Mag 7, our weekly Mag 7 report, our weekly Bitcoin report, and occasional analysis of other sorts. So there you have it. Let's move on to the charts. I'm going to start with this one, and that is the weekly bar chart that we closed, about 3 weeks ago tomorrow below that 190.09 channel bottom that indicated 162.15. Now, we're kind of in this neutral framework short term anyway. The question is, which will we test first, 190.09 or 162.15? I don't have a good answer for that. By a degree, I would skew toward 162.15 because of the sell signal itself below 190.09. But there is this rising short-term channel bottom 1 week structure at 175.05 that can contain not only today's lows, but quite possibly into early next week. I could see following a test of 175.05 within 3 to 5 days, rounding up into the low 190s. Within 3 to 5 days, the channel top will converge with the low 190s. So that makes a lot of sense. And inversely, if we close below 175.05, that is your clear indication then for the lower 160s. I've got 164.07 here. That is the September low, but really what I would look for would be this 163.17 formation if we close below 175.05. And on the weekly chart, once again, that is at 162.15. So there's a lot going on right now in the upper 150s and low 160s. There is a descending channel bottom we're following on a continuous basis. At some point, that's going to be, right now, it's considered part of a range of support. But eventually it'll be considered kind of a slippage factor on an intra-week basis below 162.15 that may actually capture, remnant or the balance of the selling pressures. And as long as we don't close below this structure on a weekly basis, we're good to go for likely upward continuation. In other words, 162.15 is a solid zone to not only cover a short position you may have established a few weeks ago below this structure here at 190.09, but also a great place to reverse and go long. Bottom picking 162.15. We can anticipate within 2 to 3 months upward rotation back into the 219 to 229 region. On the way up, of course, 190.09 could be considered a 2 to 3 week target following a testing of 162.15. But it would be a settlement below 162.15 on a weekly basis that would then set up a 2 to 3 month sell signal to 120.82, which is really a 2-year channel bottom. I consider this sort of the basis of NVIDIA's trend support long term. NVIDIA clearly remains in a long-term bull market above 120.02. If we were to take it out, that's another story altogether. That's not even worth speaking about because we're so far off that mark. It is actually ridiculous. So let's take a look at this here, this low 190s resistance. We've got a lot of minor points in the immediate vicinity, but none of them really stand out as meaningful pivot points, even on a daily basis. So it really is, if you can buy the mid 170s, great. Until then, you're just sort of day trading these minor points. Now I'm talking obviously to day traders. Holding above 175.05 will actually keep alive the possibility of climbing back into the low 190s over the next 3 to 5 days. And 190.51 is the same structure on the daily chart that we see on the weekly chart at 190.09. And there is a descending channel top that is about a month in the making at 194.17. So we've combined combine them all, you've got the rising channel bottoms, you've got a descending channel top. They all converge over the next week. This is a significant area of resistance, sellable resistance that may contain buying pressures, through December. And from here, we can fall back into the low 160s within 2 to 3 weeks or so. But it would also be a settlement above 194.17, not going to happen today. That is our upward pivot point, our buy signal through the rest of December. If over the next 3 to 5 days we happen to close above 194.17, it is go long and stay long for the rest of December. Over the following 2 to 3 weeks or so, we should push on up to 214.58. But until then, this is a significant overhead resistance area. It doesn't surprise me that we've had trouble rallying back up to it, retracing back up to it following the settlement below. This does maintain a sell signal down to 162.15, but we've been in a pretty neutral mode, as I've said, for the last week or so. And if we close below 175.05, that neutrality ends. We enter a sell signal, 3 to 5 day sell signal into the 163.17 region. Until then, 3 to 5 day swing traders can bottom pick 175.05, anticipating the lower 190s. I think that pretty much rounds it out. Please click like, share, subscribe. Check out wickedstocks.com. NVIDIA's last day on YouTube as a daily report. We've been doing it now, I want to say for 3 years or so, ends tomorrow. So please join us. Check us out at wickedstocks.com over the weekend or Monday, Tuesday of next week. Take advantage of our 5-day free trial. You'll get it all of next week as well, but it'll be on wickedstocks.com. You'll have your own login report, or your own login credentials, I should say. You'll have access to the SPY, the Triple Q, all of our stock picks. We put out a stock pick earlier this week of AppLovin Corporation. We've got another one coming out today. We've been hitting it pretty good with our stock picks. Our accuracy is quite high, in the 70 percentile in terms of the accuracy of those signals once they're elicited. And our average return on all of our buy signals for 2025 has been above 30%. So that is also a significant stat, and we've got all the documentation to show it. So check us out at wickedstocks.com. I'll be back tomorrow, of course, with Friday's NVIDIA, and you have a fabulous evening.